Hello friends, welcome. In today's video, I would discuss why European Union ship recycling regulation came into existence in 2013, even though Hong Kong Convention was already adopted in 2009. And I would also discuss the key differences between the two for better understanding. So let's get started. In my previous video regarding the Hong Kong Convention, I had discussed the convention in great detail. The link for that video could be found in the description. The European Union ship recycling regulation is very similar to Hong Kong Convention, as they were both formed for the safety of workers involved in ship recycling and for the protection of environment from this activity. For that, ships over 500 gross tonnage are required to maintain three inventories. Inventory of hazardous material part 1 contained the list of hazardous material fitted on the ship right from the time of construction. Part 2 covered the hazardous material created on board the ship during operation. Part 3 contains the details of spares which may contain hazardous material. And all these materials have been listed in Appendix 1 and 2 of Hong Kong Convention. Almost the same list has been accepted by the European Union ship recycling regulation. Further, both these regulations require the ship recycling facilities to adopt procedures to ensure that workers followed a safe practice during work, when handling hazardous material, and throughout the recycling of the ship. To ensure compliance, certificates are issued to both the vessel and the recycling facilities as per both conventions by the flag state or the recognized organization. Now the question is, when both of them are following the same practice, and why EUSRR was formed. Let me discuss the major differences now. So making a comparison for both the regulations, starting with entry of force. The Hong Kong Convention has not yet come into force. The Hong Kong Convention is to come into force on 26 June 2025. It took almost 16 years for it to come into force. This was because Hong Kong Convention required certain number of states to ratify it before it could be enforced. While the European Union ship recycling regulation immediately was enforced from 31st December 2018 after being adopted in 2013. And thus the applicability of these regulations are different. Hong Kong Convention applies to all ships over 500 gross tonnage and to all the ship recycling facilities, while the European Union ship recycling regulation applies to European Union, European Economic Area and UK flagged vessels over 500 gross tonnage. And also, the regulation applies to all the ships which are calling European Union areas and their ports and anchorages. And they are also applicable to the ship recycling facilities which are part of the European list. The EU listed ship recycling facilities are subject to higher level of scrutiny, and also it has a special provisions for NGOs such as NGO ship breaking platform, which are allowed to submit complaint in case they have concerns that a listed facility is not operating in line with the regulation. And then coming to the third point of inventory of hazardous material, both these regulations require the maintenance of part 1, 2 and 3 as discussed earlier. However, in case of European Union ship recycling regulation, 2 additional hazardous material have been added which were not part of the Hong Kong Convention Appendix 1 and 2, which are perfluorooctane sulfonic acid PFOS and brominated flame retardant HBCDD. IHM certification is done by flag state and RO in both the cases. The requirement of certificate is similar in both the cases to be done by the flag state. However, the ships which are not EU flagged, they are supposed to carry a statement of compliance to prove that they are complying with the European Union ship recycling regulation. Thus, it can be said that European Union ship recycling regulation is a stringent one, and they have made it clear that if any ship owner wants to carry out business in Europe, they must comply with this regulation. Although the European Union has taken a strong stand, however, a major shortcoming of this regulation is that ship owner can circumvent the law by simply swapping their EU flag to a non-EU flag. Major European ship owners have threatened to flag out from the European states so that they can use the non-EU approved shipbreaking facilities in the Asian countries. I hope it was a useful video for you. If you have any feedback, suggestion or comment, then please do write down below. And as always, thank you for watching.